All right, welcome back to PC Hoops with Coach Kim English. We are now joined by the head coach. And Kim, this is your first three-game winning streak in the Big East slate. Let's start with a guy that was a big reason for this past week's success, Jalen Sellers, Big East Player of the Week. Just speak to his performances.
Yeah, he's been really good. And if he doesn't get ejected from the St. John's game, probably win that game too. That was his lowest point total in a while. He's been playing some really good basketball. He's continued to get better and better throughout the season. Really proud of him, and um, congratulations to him for winning his second Big East Player of the Week honors.
You said after the game, just got to find a way sometimes. Now, was some of that adjusting the game plan during the game against Creighton? Were they doing anything to kind of disrupt what you had planned going in, or was it just you were just trying to find a way to win the game?
No, we just had to be better. That is the crux of coaching. You have what you want to do. And if that's not going well, do you do it better? Do you do what you need to do better? Do you sub in different guys to do it better? Or do you change what you want to do? We just had to play to our principles. And I think we did it enough to win.
You guys haven't beaten Creighton there in a few years. Just the program itself. How hard is it to win in that building, and what did it take to get a win at Creighton?
I can only speak for the last 3 years. We've had really good games there. The first game was, I feel like it was our first game without Bryce, my first year after his ACL. Last year, uh, I feel like we lost by 11. And then a great win, this year. A really a great program, obviously. Greg McDermott is one of the best coaches in the country. Um, and their team are smart. They play the right way. Obviously, they've gone through some injuries, but um, we have as well. So a great win for us, moving in the right direction, going into the final week of the Big East season.
Guys obviously fell to Marquette the first time around. How has your team improved since that matchup?
Yeah, adversity lends a lot of opportunities to learn, and a lot of things from that game about closing games. Um, some things for our young guys to learn just about little idiosyncrasies in the game, what to do after offensive rebounds late in the game, building walls, how to finish, inbound plays, fouls. A lot of things I think guys will be able to point to for the rest of their basketball lives were learned in that game. So back home, in front of our fans, last time in front of our fans for this 99th Providence basketball team. It's our home fans will definitely know. We know we'll see them again in New York City, but last time at home, so good opportunity for us to try to get another win.
You guys will get Duncan Powell back on Wednesday. How much will that boost you guys, especially down low, even though Osmond's been playing very consistently?
Yeah, another body's great. We'll take all the bodies we can get. He's had a good few couple of weeks of work here, and excited to get another healthy body back.
And speak about the senior class, always cool to highlight and honor the seniors that are in the program.
Yeah, it's changing.
Yeah.
Obviously incredible what happened in Connecticut the other night with a guy like Caravan, two-time national champion, 4-year guy. Those stories are less and less in college basketball. Obviously, Jalen and Jason, guys who came in one year, did a lot of good things for us. Obviously, scoring the ball. Corey Floyd, the first Providence player who wore the same uniform as his father. I think it's special. And the closest thing, obviously, he played at Connecticut for a year, but his closest thing to a real 4-year guy as you can get. Obviously, he spent 4 years here through a coaching change, stayed with us. Duncan, obviously a transfer, Cole Hargrove, and Jack Williams, who is a UCLA pre-med grad. I love to say he's going to be my first doctor player, my first player doctor. Um, so love these guys. What I will remember about them is their incredible resilience. this class. Um, they've never folded, not one time. They've never tucked their tail. Through a lot of ups and downs, they've continued to battle um, and have some great opportunities to end this season, and possibly finish in the top 5 or 4 of the Big East and go into New York with some momentum. So I'm really, 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 really honored to have coached this team.
For sure. Speaking of the health of the team, Stephen Vox, do you expect to see him back on Wednesday?
I hope so. He had a tough bout with the flu. Um, he was in practice today. Got a lift in, getting some food in his system, got a good workout in. Another day of practice tomorrow, walk through, shoot around on Wednesday, and I think he'll be ready to go on game time.
You and UConn both have won 3 games in a row. You guys are the two hottest teams in the conference. You talk about peaking at the right time in the season. Do you feel like you guys are playing your best basketball, right now ahead of these last two final?
I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. I think our offense has led the way all season. Our defense is getting a little better in some discipline areas, some key areas. So obviously some things we need to continue to clean up. But yeah, again, there's 3 types of teams in the end of February and March. There's teams that are ready for the season to be over. That there are teams that are fighting and scratching and clawing for a little more, a bubble team or trying to win the league tournament. And then there's teams that are focused on championships and seeding for the big dance. Um, but I told our guys this a week ago. I know the teams that are ready for it to be over, they aren't winning consecutive games in February and March, at the end of February and March. So I think our teams in that second tier of ball clubs that are scratching and clawing and fighting for more.